It's time for the Rob Ash Show, featuring Drake University football, with your host Mark Meisenheimer. The Rob Ash Show is sponsored by Des Moines Mitsubishi, Quality Inn and Suites Event Center, and Atlantic Coca-Cola Bottling Company.
Thanks for tuning in to the Rob Ash Show with the Drake football coach, Rob Ash. I'm Mark Meisenheimer, and Coach, this Bulldog train just keeps rolling. What a great week against Valparaiso for you guys.
Thank you, Mark. We had a really good game. It was a complete effort, offense, defense, and special teams. I don't think I've ever had a team play a more complete game right from the beginning of each half in every aspect of the game. It was really a clinic. It was fun to watch. Our guys enjoyed it, and we really played extremely well.
Complete game in a sense. I mean, these guys got to rest a little bit. You're taking out your starters in the third quarter. I mean, yeah. That's big as far as what you guys are building up to, isn't it?
That's right, Mark. It was very important for us to get through this game healthy, first of all, and also rested and ready to go because of the big game against Dayton this week. And by the middle of the third quarter, it was 37-0. We had all of our starters out of the game, and Valparaiso did come back and get 10 points then at the end of the game, but that's not really as important as getting out of the game healthy and rested, in which we were able to do.
All right, we don't want to get ahead of ourselves. We still got highlights against right. Valparaiso, 37-10 victory. That's all coming up here on the Rob Ash Show.
Des Moines Mitsubishi. Mitsubishi has moved to Hickman.
Des Moines Mitsubishi is now in our new, bigger location at 90th and Hickman.
Mitsubishi has moved to Hickman.
With more room, more selection, and more great deals.
Mitsubishi has moved to Hickman.
Like your choice of late model Eclipses.
Mitsubishi has moved to Hickman.
Now is the time to buy.
Mitsubishi has moved to Hickman.
Now at 90th and Hickman in Clive.
Exceeding expectations, experience, exhilaration. Des Moines Mitsubishi.
Informal elegance, an eclectic but appealing menu, impeccable service, and West Des Moines' only non-smoking lounge. Where else? CK Steakhouse in the West Des Moines Marriott at 1250 74th Street, West Des Moines.
The grower is connected to the trucker. The trucker is connected to the florist. The florist is connected to the bride's dad.
And soon, two families will connect for better or worse. When staying connected matters, count on your hometown wireless communication experts at Electronic Engineering. Electronic Engineering, connections you can count on.
Hi, Tito. I hope you enjoy the empanadas and Coke. Love, Mom. Aw.
Hey, man. Something smells good.
Hi, Tito.
Hey, man.
Welcome back to the Rob Ash Show. Coach, kind of a cold, windy day, so that you're going to have some concerns as far as the pass game, as far as the kicking game, and right. I don't know if it's such a windy day that it affects the coin toss, but but you
well,
guys...
it did affect what we were trying to do with the coin toss, Mark. The wind was very gusty and very strong, and it was coming out of the southwest, which means it was kind of coming from the horseshoe end of our stadium. And so we decided, talked over quite a bit what to do with the coin toss. We decided we wanted to defer if we could, and then we would probably end up having to kick off, but we wanted the wind. We wanted to kick off with the wind if we had that opportunity. What happened on the coin toss, though, we didn't win the toss. Valparaiso did, and they deferred. So, of course, we had to take the football, and then they decided to defend the other end. For some reason, they decided to go into the wind in the first quarter. So we got the ball and the wind, and I think it really helped us at the start of the game.
All right, let's check out those highlights. Let's get right to them.
You won't be able to see the wind here, but just imagine now that see the flags there that the cheerleaders are carrying. I mean, they're really blowing around in the wind. The wind is blowing hard from right to left, essentially, kind of across the field also from our backs across. So you can see they deferred, and we took the ball, and they decided to be on the other side. So now we're going with the wind. This is the first possession of the game, play action pass. A shot right there, a beautiful pass to Dan Marks. First play, getting us off to a great start. You can see we're already in Valparaiso territory after one play. Then we ran an outside play here that we put in specifically for this week with Scott Fadevong running around the end. That was good, got us on down further into Valparaiso territory. Third down here, play action. Two tight ends going out, one in the flat, one on the flag, and James Mickley makes the catch. And then another play action here and the pass to Dan Marks. So we used our play action game extremely effectively in the first drive, took the ball all the way down, going with the wind. We were able to throw the ball and got off to an early start here, 7-0 before Valparaiso had the football. Defense came out of the block strong also. There's Brian Conway with a nice tackle from his middle linebacker position on the toss. Here on the rollout, we've got good coverage downfield. This ball's thrown into the wind, and you see the wind blew that ball out of bounds, essentially, into their bench. And now they have to punt, and they get a short punt into the wind. JJ catches it at the 40-yard line, makes a nice return here. Just has one more guy to miss. He would have got to the wall. But again, we get the ball now at the 50-yard line. Great field position here for our second drive. Scotty again, they packed the middle. They ran what we call a bear defense. They put a lot of guys inside. We were able to get outside all day. That was a great run by Scott. And then watch JJ coming off the bottom of the screen on a reverse, again, attacking the outside edges of their defense. Nobody can run with him. We've got our lineman pulling on this reverse, Mark Wilkie out there, and I think that was Grant Knowles or Parrish. I can't remember which other guy was out in front, but Wilkie's number 70, and JJ was able to get the touchdown. We tried a sort of a specialty kick and gave Valparaiso good field position. If I had it to do over again, I would have kicked them deep with the wind. That's what I probably should have done. The defense playing well. Eric Papp coming on an outstanding blitz off the edge there, beating the blocker, making a play. And then the quarterback here on the option, and Nick Ross coming out of nowhere to make a tackle. He has great speed at that will linebacker position. Now, Valparaiso did drive into our territory, but Eric Papp stopped this scoring drive with a great interception and a return down the sideline. So not only did we get the ball back, but we got it back in great field position here. He's pretty excited, Eric. He has sort of a vendetta. He's from that area right over there by Valparaiso, and we had lost to him the last couple times, and he was really on. That was Tyler Putnam there for a reverse, and then we stalled a little bit, and McGlade, again kicking with the wind, was able to hit a 41-yard field goal. So Eric Papp's interception turned into a field goal for us and a 17-0 lead. Things are going pretty well here. Defense again, great pressure, forcing the quarterback out of the pocket, and he throws the ball away. We were able to get four-man pressure most of the game here. Here's Eric Papp waiting for the crossing route. Rob Giancola hurts a lot of teams with those crossing routes, but Papp stayed home and stopped him. We were able to continue to get the ball back, and then there's a pass to James Mickley with the play action that we used so effectively. And now, watch this catch here by Shea Maroney. A little crossing route. On third down, he gets all the way up to the first down. We're going to replay this catch. The ball was thrown a little bit behind him, and he just stuck up one hand. The ball starts. Shea has huge hands, and he does a great job receiving.
That can help, right?
That does help. That does help. He made a great catch and was able to get us into the, get a first down there. We ended up having to punt here, and the first time now we were punted into the wind. I didn't think Horvath would get it that far into the wind. Nice punt, and ended up going all the way into the end zone. And then another big play by Eric Papp. Quarterback's arm got hit that time. The ball fluttered out of there, and it went right to Eric. So we got a red zone scoring opportunity here from the interception. And Connor goes back. They did a stunt inside and broke a man free. And Connor was able to get out of the pocket and run with the football and took it all the way in for a touchdown. They were playing a lot of man-to-man defense, and that's a weakness of man-to-man defense is if the quarterback gets out of the pocket, he has a lot of room to run. Connor knew that, and so he got out there and made the play for us. Now the defense coming out here. Nice play by Ryan Freeze. Unbelievable pass interference call. Watch again. We've got it slowed down. He comes in with his right arm. He has no contact at all with the receiver. He just came in and knocked the ball down. It's an unbelievable
He's
call.
got a right to that ball, too.
I agree, Mark. It was just, we just couldn't believe it. And so that gave them the ball down in our territory. And this was they got some momentum from that play. They tried to bounce Jeff Horton outside, and Jace Dennison makes a great tackle on the 5-yard line. And then they're going to try to throw to Giancola over the middle. And Brian Conway and the linebackers, Ross and Papp, stop him. And now on 4th and goal, they go for it. This is a huge play in the game, 4th and goal. Watch Nick Ross blitz through here, and the running back never has a chance. Now this running back's a big, strong guy, Nick falls off, but Jimmy Adams is there, and then a whole host of the rest of our guys. They ended up losing about 5 or 6 yards on that play. So the 4th and goal fails for Valpo, and then look what happened. There's only a couple minutes left in the first half, and this was a blitz by our offense. Scotty Fadevong around left end, and then Scotty bounces this one with his speed, gets outside for another 20 or 30 yards, all the way down to the sand pit, and then we ran a reverse to JJ. He makes a bunch of people miss. Got a little bit of a replay here. Watch him dance around and make people miss here. There's one guy that he leaves standing. This one too. He gets inside of him. Finally, a guy coming from the defensive line catches him from behind. And then on 3rd down and 5, crucial play here on this little drive. JJ runs a crossing route from right to left, and 2 guys went with him and nobody went with Putnam. And so JJ was able to give Putnam that opportunity. Connor found him, and Putnam, unfortunately, Tyler stepped out of bounds at the 3-yard line. Went 1st and goal with about 40 seconds left in the half, and play action pass to Dan Marks. That drive was interesting. Used Fadevong on the run, JJ on the reverse, JJ on the decoy, throw the ball to Putnam, score with the ball to the tight ends. There are a lot of weapons on this offense right now.
I know we've talked a lot about the defense this year because they have been impressive. Of course, it being a 30-0 game right there. I mean, that's huge what the defense is doing.
Right.
But your offense in the first half there, wow! I mean, that last drive is really indicative of what you've been doing this season, getting so many guys involved.
Right. That's very, very explosive right now, and it seems like we're hitting on lots of different cylinders with the offense, and it couldn't happen at a better time. We're really, really happy now about how lots of players are figuring into what we're doing.
All right, highlights of the second half coming up, but first, here's some friends of Drake football.
Putnam Gourmet Steaks is pleased to offer you a healthier alternative in steak. These steaks are hand-cut from 100% USDA choice all-natural beef. The cattle are corn-fed 320 to 365 days with no growth hormones, subtherapeutic antibiotics, or steroids. Putnam Gourmet Steaks are the perfect healthy gift. Rob Ash and the Drake University football staff have enjoyed these steaks, and the coaches agree they're incredibly tender and flavorful. Be sure to visit our website at www.putnamsteaks.com.
Welcome back to the Rob Ash Show. Coach, big swing at the end of the first half. That's a 14-point swing. Your defense makes a stop, and then the offense scoots down the field.
That was a huge, huge turnaround right at the end of the half. It's 4th and 1 at the goal line for Valparaiso. It's 23-0. If they score, it's 23-7. Instead, we stop them, we score 30-0. It's a 14-point swing. Sent us into the locker room on a big high and sent Valparaiso in on a big low.
And it's important that those guys, when they go into the locker room, they're not getting too comfortable, is it? I mean, put their feet up on the recliner and say, look, this game's over.
Right.
It's important to follow through on this, isn't it?
That's right. We were very concerned about that at halftime, that our guys would come out flat in the second half because we had had such a dominating first half. And so we talked to them about getting better as a football team during the second half of this game, you know, for our future games on our schedule. And that's exactly what our guys did.
All right, highlights of the second half. Drake against Valparaiso.
Valparaiso has the ball first, and they started the second half with this reverse play. Poor decision. It just ended up being a 20-yard loss almost. Eric Papp stayed home, made the play. It was Giancola, who's kind of his arch rival, and so he was especially happy about that. And then Nick Pilling gets in there and makes a sack of the quarterback. Nick played the whole game, basically, or played a lot because Brant Perriott got a small injury early in the game. So we got the ball right away and came out firing in the second half. The pass there to JJ in the flat. Again, good field position. We got the wind here in the third quarter. Decided to try to put the game away. Here's Scott Fadevong, almost able to keep up his feet. Got about an 8-yard run. And then here's a toss play to Mike Bialis. And Mike reads the toss, cuts back, makes a guy miss.
That line is making some nice lanes, aren't they?
Tremendous blocking up front. And, you know, Mike Bialis has a great nose for the end zone. He scored a lot of touchdowns. He ran that play extremely well. So the second half could not have started out better. Defense stops them. We get the ball in good field position. We drive down and score. So then we put the defense back out there again. Here's Pat Forliti, number 92, coming around for a sack of the quarterback. Now they try to run an option here. Jimmy Adams does a great job feathering the option, making the pitch. And then Sean Rogers, number 2, and Nick Ross, number 45, helped clean it up. Again, we got the ball in good field position. Now I took Connor out of the game at this point, and we started to sub just a little bit. We took Scott Fadevong and Connor out of the game. Bill Costanzo, number 9, is quarterback. And he was able to complete that pass to Brian Belleville. You'll see a lot of different numbers out here now, Mark. And this was disturbing to me. We had another 41-yard field goal, but there was penetration up the middle, and Valparaiso blocked it. We've got to get plays like that fixed for next week and for the rest of the season. So that's something we can work on. So Valparaiso gets the ball here now, and we're starting to substitute liberally here. That's Jake Ramos coming in there, making penetration on the option and destroying that play. Now the guys with the twist here getting great pressure on the quarterback, so we got the ball back. We had to punt, and watch this punt by Ryan Horvath.
Wow.
This is like a rocket. It took off high and deep, 72-yard punt, and most of that was in the air. It could have gone even more if we'd have been backed up further. So that, you know, we're starting to have fun now. Halfback pass knocked down, almost intercepted by Jacob Craig. Valparaiso did drive here, but our guys continued to play hard. That was a great tackle there by Tim McNamara, number 54. They're going to try to run the option here. Phil Williams comes up and makes a nice play. Jimmy Adams is out there. These are sort of random plays now for the second half, Mark, as we played substitutes. All of our second-string guys got to play significant playing time on both sides of the ball. Valparaiso did move the ball a little bit, was able to get down there. Phil Williams again coming in on the tackle. But we had some great hitting going on. Our guys did a really good job. We were disappointed that Valparaiso scored 10, but they didn't get any more than that. Here's the last play of the game, except for our kneel-down play. They put their starting receivers back in the game, tried to score the touchdown to get them to 37-17, and Phil Williams broke it up. But that was Knutson and Giancola down there against our second-string guys, and they still didn't get their touchdown. Giancola only had 2 catches. Knutson didn't have any, and so we did a great job on those guys.
Starters, backups, and watching those highlights there at the end, it just seemed like your defense was in the backfield the entire game.
Our guys did a great job. Our defensive line dominated the game up front. Our offensive line did the same on that side. You know, we talk a lot about the skill position guys, the guys who get their names in the paper all the time are those guys around the edges, but our 2 lines right now are the reason why we're successful.
And a guy's name I want to bring up really quick that you said a lot this week, Eric Papp. What a game for him.
He's starting to become a dominating player. He really is. He's understanding that outside linebacker position. He knows where to be and how to play the game, and he's starting to raise his level now and really making a difference.
All right, let's take a look at the statistics this week, and obviously with the score being 37-10, you dominated.
Well, the statistics are not going to be as dominant as if we would have played our starters for the whole 4 quarters. When you take guys out in the middle of third quarter, the numbers are going to go down a little bit.
Look at that time of possession.
Well, the time of possession was big time for Valpo because they controlled the ball quite a bit in the second half against our second-string guys. But our guys battled, and they got a lot of valuable experience. And we don't care right now, Mark, about the statistics. I mean, the one we care about is the score and the wins and losses, and so the rest of it is meaningless as long as we're successful in that area.
All righty. Plenty still to talk about here on the Rob Ash Show. Player interview, play of the week. That's all still to come, so stay with us, folks.
There's only one place to stay in Des Moines, the fully renovated Quality Inn & Suites Event Center, with rooms that have a beautiful view, an indoor pool with an outdoor feel, and an elegant ballroom for all occasions. The Governor's Lodge is a great place to relax. There are conference rooms to accommodate your business meetings, then unwind in a room with a whirlpool. Plan your next event at the Quality Inn & Suites Event Center, downtown Des Moines.
Is your hard-earned money going down the drain every month when you pay rent?
The Oaks Development Company has beautiful townhomes available for about the same amount you're paying in rent. They can offer no closing costs or origination fees. All major appliances are included. And at Frisbee Park and the Meadowland in Des Moines, you'll benefit from the tax abatement program for 5 years. So stop throwing your hard-earned money away and contact the Oaks Development Company today.
Polly Eyes Pizza, the real thing.
There's a big difference between the big chains and my independent pizzerias, and you can taste the difference right here at Polly Eyes Pizza. We've been serving our family recipe to Iowa families since 1957. Authentic, crisp crust, custom blended mozzarella cheese, preservative-free sausage, and fresh vegetables. So come try my pizza, Polly Eyes Pizza.
Polly Eyes Pizza, the real thing. Des Moines Mitsubishi.
Mitsubishi has moved to Hickman.
Des Moines Mitsubishi is now in our new, bigger location at 90th and Hickman.
Mitsubishi has moved to Hickman.
With more room, more selection, and more great deals.
Mitsubishi has moved to Hickman.
Like your choice of late model Eclipses.
Mitsubishi has moved to Hickman.
Now is the time to buy.
Mitsubishi has moved to Hickman.
Now at 90th and Hickman in Clive.
Exceeding expectations, experience, exhilaration. Des Moines Mitsubishi.
Welcome back to the Rob Ash Show. Now it's time for the Des Moines Mitsubishi Play of the Week. We talked a lot about outside linebacker Eric Papp, the converted defensive back. He had 2 interceptions in the first half. And on this play, as Coach points out, he played this play like a defensive back.
This week's Play of the Week is an interception by Eric Papp that stopped Valparaiso's first scoring opportunity of the game. We'll set it up here. Eric's playing outside linebacker right here at the top of the screen. Valparaiso has 3 receivers up to this side. They're going to run 1 in motion across down to the bottom of the screen, and the other 2 are going to run crossing routes. Now, as you see at the start of the play here, Eric is sitting in his zone. Both of those receivers are going to run routes across the formation, and the quarterback thinks that Eric is going to chase the inside receiver. But what happens here is Eric sits in his zone and waits for the ball to come back in his area, and so the throw, he doesn't chase this guy, the throw goes to the other one. Now, Eric has got a free field here. He's a former defensive back, cornerback, so he's got great speed. And you can see here as he starts to run, he outruns one lineman, then another one. Does a great job here of getting himself down the sideline. I'll step out of the way so he can finish. He tries to cut back. One of the wide receivers comes back and makes the tackle. Eric brought the ball clear out across midfield, out to the 50-yard line there. So not only did we get the ball, we got good field position too. Huge play in the first quarter of the game.
Certainly a great game for the Indiana native. Now let's go back to the other side of the ball for our player interview. Connor Justice, the quarterback, quietly had a great game, threw for 2 touchdowns, and he even ran for 1. So our player interview, Connor Justice, great quarterback.
We wanted them to play our game, and by doing that, we forced them into some situations where we got some good matchups and we were able to execute them. It's definitely an arsenal, we got Scotty in the backfield who can break a play every time, and then obviously there's JJ, who you never know what he's going to do. But what I like about him too is he draws so many different guys and he draws so many defenders that it opens up other people. And TP with the speed, and Shea Maroney can catch anything, and then the tight ends, they're doing a great job up there too. The guys who make it all possible, the guys up front, they are the nucleus of our team, the whole team, not just the offense, and they're the guys that get it done. They make everything happen. When they get turnovers, and if we make a turnover and then they'll get one right back, that just makes it so much easier for us. The big game, Dayton. This is what we play for. This is what everything leads up to, and this is why we lift in the off season. This is everything. I can't wait. It's gonna be good.
Here we go, steal, down the middle, 1-on-1, bang, dunk. Did you see what I see? Because I saw a robbery. Does anybody want a Coke? Yeah. Hey, you crazy, man? That's Corinthian leather. And use the footstool to get to the refrigerator. I'm running all over y'all like a treadmill. Oh, ball. I am the greatest. I'm the greatest. Can't stop it. It's bad hot. I'm telling you. I'm just super nice in it, That's all. When you nice right
That's like a dish towel.
You never know when you might come across that winning Iowa lottery ticket.
I was on my break at work when I scratched my ticket. I received my winning ticket in a belated birthday card.
I became the lottery's big winner at the Iowa State Fair.
And you won't believe how much you can win from the Iowa Lottery.
$30,000.
$25,000.
A new Winnebago.
Yep, people everywhere are winning big. How about you?
Woohoo!
There's only one place to stay in Des Moines, the fully renovated Quality Inn and Suites Event Center, with rooms that have a beautiful view, an indoor pool with an outdoor feel, and an elegant ballroom for all occasions. The Governor's Lodge is a great place to relax. There are conference rooms to accommodate your business meetings, then unwind in a room with a whirlpool. Plan your next event at the Quality Inn and Suites Event Center, downtown Des Moines.
Regency. At Regency Homes, it's about building smarter. It's about building healthier, environmentally friendly homes. It's about building homes that are safe, secure, and energy efficient. It's about smarter financing. Regency. Building smarter. When you add it up, it's about getting a lot more home for your money. It's about building the new American dream. Regency Homes. Contact your real estate professional.
Welcome back to the Rob Ash Show. Coach, let's take a look at the standings, and I know you're going to like what you see here. You guys are perfect in league play, and 6-2 overall, 3-0 though in the conference.
Well, we've gotten our job done so far now, Mark, and the big game, of course, Dayton this week out there at Welcome Stadium, which is never a very welcome place to play, but it's our year. We've won out there before. We can win again. Down in the South, a very interesting turn of events. Jacksonville had a chance to win the league, and they lost at Morehead State. That gives Morehead State the tiebreaker between Jacksonville and them. If Davidson beats Austin Peay, which we anticipate will happen, it'll be a three-way tie in the South, but it's already been figured out since they've already played each other. Morehead State allowed the least points in the games between Morehead, Jacksonville, and Davidson. So even if Davidson wins and it goes to a three-way tie, the winner of the South for the conference championship game will be Morehead State, and that game will be played at Morehead State on November 20th.
I know we've gotten a little ahead of ourselves and we've wanted to talk about Dayton just a little bit, but you have to talk about Valpo some more. You've got your radio show and quarterback club coming up.
Just a couple more things here before we can talk about Dayton. We will talk about it a little bit at the radio show. We'll do the highlights of the game against Valpo, and then we'll talk about the Dayton game and what we have to do to win that one. Also have the quarterback club, of course, at Christopher's on Monday. We'll talk about the game, show the highlights of Valpo there too.
All right, Dayton. Where do we even start, Coach?
Well, the big thing about Dayton is their defense. You know, this will be the best defensive team that we've played all season, probably. You know, they've only, I don't know the exact statistics, but they are by far the leading team in our league as far as scoring points against and rushing defense and total defense. And so it's going to be one of those games where our defense is going to have to play a good game. It's going to be probably a more low-scoring game for both teams, and it should be a great game that'll be determined probably on turnovers and special teams because it'll be a low-scoring affair.
And how nice is it that you get to go there? The guys get some sort of a rest. I mean, obviously it's not a bye week, but a lot of your starters only played half the game.
We're in pretty good shape right now, Mark, because for 2 weeks in a row, our guys have been able to play less than a full game, and we've come out very healthy. We could not be in better shape as far as the personnel that we have, the guys how they're feeling about things. The momentum is good. I mean, this is just starting to stack up like it's going to be our year. I really do believe that. I feel that way.
You got to just be pumped. I mean, this is like.
The hard part
this is Drake and Dayton.
I know. It's like the good old days. For about the first 8 years of the league, it was always Drake and Dayton for the championship, and now it feels like that again. We're back. The hard part's just going to be keeping our guys focused to work hard and get the assignments done, and then just play business as usual, and I think that'll get it done.
I'm looking forward to it. This is going to be a fun one. That is all the time we have here on the Rob Ash Show. For Coach, I'm Mark Meisenheimer. Thanks for tuning in.
your game plan, how you plan to attack them?
You know, we really wanted to attack them how we did every team. We wanted them to play our game, and by doing that, you know, we forced them into some situations where we got some good matchups, and we were able to execute them.
You guys got a lot of weapons on offense. Go ahead and talk about your offensive weapons.
It's definitely an arsenal. You know, we got Scotty in the backfield who can break a play every time, and then obviously there's JJ. You know, who you never know what he's going to do. But what I like about him too is he draws so many different guys, and he draws so many defenders that it opens up other people. And you know, TP with the speed, and Shea Maroney can catch anything, and then the tight ends. You know, they're doing a great job up there too.
What about the guys who make it all possible?
The guys who make it all possible. The guys up front, they are the nucleus of our team. You know, the whole team, not just the offense, and they're the guys that get it done. They make everything happen.
Defense seems to come around too. They keep putting you guys in good position.
Defense, it's field position ball game, you know, and defense is awesome. They're doing a great job. You know, almost had a shutout today. Should have had a shutout today, but you know, that's the way it goes sometimes. But when they get turnovers, and if we make a turnover and then they'll get one right back, you know, that just makes it so much easier for us.
You guys taking care of business. Now finally we'll talk about it. The big game. Go ahead and talk about it.
The big game, Dayton. You know, this is what we play for. You know, this is what everything leads up to, and this is why we lift in the off season. This is everything. I can't wait. It's gonna be good.
What about the off season? What did you guys do this off season to train for this?
I think it was more mental than anything else. You know, we knew we had a good team here, and I think especially after the Platteville game, something lit under this team. You know, some sort of fire, something that we knew we had something good. And sometimes it takes a loss to make that happen. We knew we had something good. We didn't want it to go to waste.
You seemed to struggle early in the year. You seem to be in a good stride right now. Go ahead and talk about that.
That's exactly what I was just talking about. You know, we struggle. We have problems, and then you know it took that loss. I think to Platteville, and then we just said, hey, you know, we got to get this done. We got something good here. We know it. Now we just got to go out and execute. And I think that's what we've been doing.
You personally, you seem to have been struggled early and haven't been hit, but now you seem more strong. Go ahead and talk about yourself.
Well, you know, that's just the people around, you know, the people of the offense. And you know, when Scotty will have a big game or something like that, that makes my job easier. And then the receivers, you know, sometimes I can just throw it up to them and they'll make a catch, or the line, obviously, they're doing their thing up front. You know, what can I say? It's the teammates.
Anything else?
I got nothing. All right.
Thanks. Yeah.